So yesterday we talked about just the halftime performances at the Super Bowl and kind of what, the Christian perspective really was, and my Christian perspective, I should say, because, it's personal. There's a lot of like personal convictions and different things about that. And I don't want to talk too much about the halftime performance after this, but I did think that it deserved just kind of a separate conversation. There was some conversation around Kid Rock's first performance, his opening performance of Bow It to Bow. And we talked a little bit about, the content of that song and that kind of stuff, but that's actually not what today's about. That's actually not what the video is about, because there was actually some pretty noticeable syncing issues is what Kid Rock calls it. He calls it syncing issues, but it really looked like it was a pre-recorded, lip-synced thing that just went wrong on the production side of it. And so I wanted to play just a quick clip from his interview with Laura Ingraham on Fox News and just kind of what exactly his explanation was and where he's at with things. And just wanted to just talk through a little bit of this. So let's watch this together.
So Bobby, there are a lot of questions about what happened during your first song on stage. People were talking about it. It seemed to be a little bit out of whack. What was going on there?
Yeah, so it was out of sync. And actually, just to have some fun with the haters, I can't answer all the trolls, but it's going to be some fun. My DJ, who actually raps that song with me, he was not lit up. He's coming to Nashville tonight, flying in, and we're going to do that live in my living room, and I'm going to post it tomorrow to show people exactly how this works. Because, number one, if it would have been a lip syncing like people are trying to, the left is trying to throw me under the bus again, and the mainstream media and social media tries to amplify it, it would have been super easy to sync it up if it was pre-recorded. It was very difficult for the Turning Point production crew, who, by the way, I can't say enough good things about, but this was very difficult for them. I'm jumping around the stage like a rabid monkey, rapping my song, and I'm taking breaths, and my DJ's filling in the other parts of it. And it was I even told him when I saw the rough cut, I was like, you guys got to work on that sync. It's off. So it was just a syncing issue that they had, and I know they tried to get it right. It was very difficult, but I'll answer all the haters tomorrow, and we'll put them back in the shut up and go back to trying to report the fake news.
So I can't find the clip. It popped up in my my Twitter feed earlier today, and that explanation that he gave of what went wrong was him recording with like a phone video of how his DJ raps it with him. So it was literally just two guys in front of an iPhone or whatever they use to record it, rapping the song with no no music, no backing track, no anything like that. And that was his explanation. I want to talk about that first, and then we'll get into, how, what this does to your witness as a Christian. The first thing is that, dude, come on, like just take the L. It clearly wasn't a syncing issue. I think it's so funny. And I talked about the production element of TPUSA's halftime show yesterday. But like, man, there was so much about that was really, really done well. There was a lot of really dynamic, cool production elements. I don't find it plausible that a team that well-trained, well-executed, I'm assuming they're a professional crew that TPUSA hired, I really find it hard to believe that they edited it a couple times and really couldn't work, and that's the final product they put out. Unless there was some, user error, and it was like, hey, we have all the cuts we can use to kind of mask it, but, Kid Rock, he says he was jumping around like a rabid monkey, and he was. I mean, for 55, like, props to you, dude. Like, you can move around and jump around, and that's awesome. But the fact of the matter is that if you don't have enough cutaway footage, then eventually it's going to be very obvious what happened. And I've watched the video a couple times. I think it's funny personally. I think it's what makes it funny is the fact that he's doubling down and saying that he didn't do this. And the explanation that he gave, in his living room, like he said, just wasn't really like, there was nothing, this technical thing happened. He basically gave the same answer as what he gave there. I think he even called himself a rabid monkey again. Like, it's so clearly something that he is rehearsed in and trying to, really combat the narrative. But I think it also relates to something that is super important, and that is your witness as a Christian, as a believer. You know, Kid Rock is trying to rebrand, and I don't think rebrand for the sake of like pandering to Christians. I don't know where he's at in his faith journey, but what I do know is that, you know, to go on the offensive, to take criticism from somebody and then to not defend yourself, but actually put these little pot shots of, you know, the fake left, you know, the fake news, and they're trying to come and get me. And I think it's funny that they're like, the combativeness is not the character of Christ. And I get it. Like, he's on a faith journey. He's, you know, somewhere, you know, in his relationship with Jesus, maybe he's not there yet to where he's realizing how to turn the other cheek or realizing how to rise above some of those things. But man, this is not how Christians are supposed to respond to these things. This is not how Christians are supposed to defend themselves. And when I say defend yourself, I'm all for like, hey man, you know, I don't do that or that kind of stuff. I would not have a problem if that's what he did. But he's actually going and discrediting people for bringing up the things that they're watching, you know? And it's just not a good look for Christians. It's not a good look for people of faith, and it's not a good look for Kid Rock, especially. And so let me know, did you catch this this performance? Did you see the desynced issues? Did you see some of those things that were happening? What did you think about it? And let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I can't wait to see you in the next video. God bless.